Hello, today we're going to look at oxides as a chemical family within the aromatherapy world, and in particular we're going to look at bisabolol, which is a component that is really strong and really present in German chamomile. So the blend we're going to make today is going to be an anti-inflammatory muscle rub blend, but first let's talk about oxides. So oxides are actually a type of ether, and I'll put more information in the notes below, and you'll see more information on our social media about the chemical family and the ins and outs of how it works and how you would relate to it within aromatherapy and why you would choose to make it a predominant family within your blend. But basically, an oxide is actually an ether in that it contains the molecular structure has an oxygen atom that's bonded between two hydrocarbon groups. So oxides and ethers, they kind of have this relationship together. But the component I want to look at today is bisabolol, as I said. And the reason I want to look at it is for its anti-inflammatory properties predominantly. It's also analgesic, which is brilliant for pain, but it's anti-inflammatory I want to look at today. So what I've done is I've took 40 mils of Grapeseed carrier oil. You can use any other carrier oil you want. I like Grapeseed because I find that it penetrates the skin quite readily and quite easily. But I want to enhance the carrier, and I always encourage when blending that if you can use carriers to enhance your blend, do. So today I'm going to use Tamanu oil, which is brilliant. I really like it for pain. I use it a lot when I'm working with anti-inflammatory. So it's quite thick, so I'm just going to use a peptide, and I'm going to take about 10 grams. So I am going to top it up. So I can use a peptide or I can pour. I'll try both. Sometimes it pours okay, like now. Sometimes it doesn't. So it helps to have a peptide beside you, just in case you might need it. So I'll set that there. So the essential oils I want to use, I've got 4 that I want to use. I want to use German chamomile, spike lavender, peppermint and Plai. And I want to use them all for a very different reason. So firstly, I want to use chamomile German, and this is quite a strong blend. So it's 4% essential oil, which means it's got about nearly 50 drops of essential oil in there. So I'm going to start using my drops as I explain why I'm using them. So I love my chamomile German. I love the blue colour. It's so medicinal. It's amazing for pain and amazing anti-inflammatory, especially because of its oxide content. And you need in it 16 drops. So be careful. Don't use too many of these. If you, it's very, very tempting to use a lot of German chamomile because it's very good for anti-inflammatory, but it'll stain your bed sheets if it's too strong, and it'll mark your clothes. So it leaves a beautiful colour, and it does it with the Tamanu oil makes an amazing presence in the oil. So I'm going to use spike lavender. Spike lavender I'm using for similar reasons, mostly for its analgesic and its anti-inflammatory properties, and I love the smell of spike. And it's going in there at a slightly higher percentage. It's going in at 19 drops. You can use straight lavender if you want to. I'm using spike. The chemistry is very different in spike than straight. And I'm using it for its anti-inflammatory. It's my anti-inflammatory go-to. So try to use it if you can. And then peppermint. So peppermint is going in for a few reasons. Firstly, it's a central nervous system supporter. It's also very cooling. So if you have inflammation, it's going to be hot. So you want to cool that down. Peppermint is brilliant. I love it. I use it quite a lot. My anti-inflammatory products. And it's going in at 8 drops. My bottle is nearly done, and there's my 8 drops of it. And then Plai is amazing. Now Plai is good in for its anti-inflammatory properties, but mostly as well, I love the smell of Plai. It's spectacular. So I'm going to use 11 drops of it. This Plai is from Thailand, and it's absolutely beautiful. I think my Plais have always only ever been from Thailand actually. It smells amazing. And it makes the blend's beautiful, but the blend without it is very medicinal and not particularly pleasing to the senses. And we want our blends to be pleasing to the senses, because if they're not, or the people we're using them on aren't going to want to reuse them. So give that a really good blend, because the chamomile German needs a really good blending. And it's so dark because of the chamomile blue, but I love the colour of it. So this blend itself has 17.5% oxides in it, and it's got 6.4 bisabolol, and that's because of the German chamomile. So try it for anti-inflammatory conditions, and let me know if it works.